Hi, friends. It's Queen Alita. I'm back today with a message from the Lord based on a dream that I had on November 9th, 2022. So that's quite a while back, but the Lord did lead me back to that dream. So, yeah, just want to welcome you back to the channel. And if you are new, welcome. It's important to note that not every prophetic message is meant for everybody. So if it feels like it resonates with you and you want to run with it, just make sure you take it to the Lord first and check in with Him if this is something that you need to be taking note of in this time, because we are all in different seasons. And as I've mentioned before, the Lord gives me dreams not just for myself but for others as well, which is why I do what I do. But it doesn't mean it's for everybody at the same time, if that makes sense. So make sure that you have that relationship with the Lord so that you're able to give it back to Him and ask Him if this is for you in this time. And I know that for some of you, this is a confirmation of what God has been speaking to you about, which is awesome. I still encourage you to go back to Him if you do have any questions or you want to understand more. Obviously, He'll give you more clarity. It's important that you have that relationship, okay? That you're able to hear His voice for yourself. So, again, I'm going to be showing myself more on camera like I used to when I started. So I'm transitioning into that. So for now, please bear with all the different backgrounds. This is my private space and I just don't want it to be put out there. So I just put all these random backgrounds. And today we're at the beach. So it's not going to be for long. I am going to get a better setup so that I'm able to do these videos with, in better quality altogether. So yeah, like I said, the dream was on November 9th last year. And in this dream, my attention was drawn to a TV screen. I don't even know where I was. I just assume I was sitting down somewhere, but my attention was drawn to the TV, and there was a reality TV show. It was almost like a dating show, or maybe, let me not say dating. It was a show about couples. And there was this one particular couple who were on the beach, right? And the woman was naked on her upper body, but she actually had a manly chest. Everything just looked like a man's chest. She had a six-pack, but I knew that this was the woman. You know how dreams are. Stuff is just normal. That was normal in the dream. And she looked very strong upper body, just muscles and yeah, she was just looking very, very strong in that upper body area. And the man that she was with, which was her significant other, let's put it that way, he got up and he kind of tapped his leg against her chest. It was specifically the calf part of his leg, so that lower part. He just tapped it against her chest. It wasn't violent or anything, malicious. He just did that and he walked away. And I got the sense that he had some stuff to take care of. He had to go where he had to go, and that there was a separation going on here. And the woman just sat down on her little beach chair, and she just looks very relaxed, like everything was fine. And I just had the sense of her strength, just the sense that she wasn't bothered by what just happened, the man leaving. She was secure. That's the sense that I got, and that was the dream. So obviously the Lord brought me back to this dream after all this time, and I believe that this dream is for those of you who the Lord is going to strengthen you through the relationship that you're in, whether it's if you're married or if you are dating, courting. I know that people can be very specific about what dating is and the difference, but I've never really differentiated between the two. So understand that I mean it from like a godly perspective. When I say dating, I'm not talking about the worldly perspective of dating. I just don't know what else to call it. Courtship, yeah, okay, it feels old-fashioned, but okay, let's call it courtship. Whether you're courting or you're engaged, there is going to be the person that you're with. And I do believe that this word is directed to women specifically, that the person that you're with is the Lord is going to use them to test you. He's going to have to to strengthen you. Sorry. He's going to have to pull that person away, because that person has some things that they need to deal with before they can continue on with you. So there is going to be some kind of a separation, and it's going to look different for different people. But there is going to be a pulling away, because in the stream, he walked away and he had to take care of some things. And she stayed there, but she was still and she was calm and she seemed very confident. And I believe this is what God is showing you through the stream, is that even though this thing is going to hit you, that man kind of tapped his leg on her chest, in that area, the heart area. This thing is going to hit you in the heart, but this is designed to strengthen you. This is designed to help you. It's designed to help him as well. He's going to have to go through some things that the Lord is refining in him, but in you as well. So this thing may impact you in the heart, but know that you will be strengthened, that God is saying that, there's a strength that he wants to bring up in you. And it's not strength in terms of human terms, I know specifically for myself, I've always thought of, it's good to be a strong woman. It's good to, be independent and not rely on anybody, be able to take care of yourself and all those things. And there really isn't anything wrong with all of that. But there is something wrong with it if it is your coping mechanism, if it is the thing that you use to protect your heart and to protect yourself from being hurt, or from even facing the hurt that has happened to you, and you lean on those things to pick you up, to keep you going. What the Lord wants to do in you is strengthen you in a way that nobody can take away from you, because those things that we like to lean on, that we like to rely on, can be taken away. Some people may say, well, I'm relying on my career, I'm relying on my master's or my doctorate degree. The world changes all the time, and that doctorate degree may one day be obsolete. What you studied may be obsolete. So there's always a chance that things can get taken away from you that are our own attempts at trying not to get hurt, at protecting ourselves. And the Lord wants to help you, especially when it comes to these marriage relationships, these relationships that are leading to marriage, or those of you who are already married. He wants to help you not to put your whole life into the hands of your partner, of your husband, your significant other who you are courting right now, because it can be so easy for some women to do that. So this word is not for everybody, okay? It's for those of you who God is refining in this particular area. And he wants you to know that, he is doing this to help you, so that you choose him, that he's the one that you rely on, that your identity becomes firmly rooted in him, that when these things happen, when your husband or the man that you're courting suddenly has to go through some things that make you feel isolated, that you are not lost, that you aren't just sitting around waiting for, you're not living your life, you're not at peace, you're not at rest, because you're waiting for them to get back to the way they were so that you can continue. No, the Lord wants you to continue even when they're not there, even when they aren't validating you, even when they aren't in their position and taking care of you. The Lord wants you to not have to fall apart when people do what they do. People come and go in this life, but there's one constant, and that is the Lord. He's the only one who is always there. People come, they go, some come back, some never do. It just depends on what the situation is. But one who is always constant is the Lord. And that's where he wants to ground you. He wants to help you be firmly rooted in him. And that is displayed in the dream, is that woman's strong upper chest. He wants to strengthen you. He doesn't want you to use your walls and your coping mechanisms. He's the one who wants to strengthen you and cover you and protect your heart, so that you are able to function. You're able to sit back and say, you know what, my life is still good. I'm still enjoying life. Because that woman was just really enjoying herself on that beach, even after that man left. And the significance of the television in this particular dream, I got the sense that God was showing me something to come. It was almost like a prophetic vision. So I get a sense that some of you are, so, sometimes when I give words, let me put it this way, when I give these messages, I'm not always sure whether this is something that's currently happening or is something that's coming. But in this case, because of that, it being the television, it was a vision of things to come. The Lord was broadcasting what is to come for some of you. So he's preparing you for this, and he's letting you know that it's going to be okay, that he's working on your significant other, and he's working on you. He wants to strengthen you both, actually, so that you are able to live life without it falling apart when they leave, or when anybody leaves, so that you can fulfill the purpose for which you were created. Because there's a lot of work to be done. You guys can see what's happening in this world right now. I'm not going to go into it. I think we all know what's happening around us, but he wants us to be prepared to take up spaces and positions that he has placed people before, who he asked to stand up for him and to speak truth and to, bring morals and integrity. And these people have failed. So now he's raising up new people to do that. And you have to be strengthened. You have to be firmly rooted and grounded in him to be able to put up your boundaries, healthy boundaries, that is, so that you don't get pulled in to the worldly ways. I heard something that was so beautiful, and I don't know if this goes with the word, but I feel led to share it. It was probably one of the shorts on YouTube, and this person was talking about how whales are mammals, right? And that they're the only mammals that live in the sea. And of course, I don't know how factual that is, but this is what they were saying, okay? They're the only mammals that live in the sea, and they always have to come up for air because that's how they survive. They're not constantly immersed in water. And it was just so beautiful. And he said, you got to understand that how whales die is that they drown. That's how they die because they can't come up anymore. So they just literally end up drowning. They don't have gills like other fish do to be able to breathe underwater. So they're constantly, like I said, coming up. And so these are creatures that are living in a place that they are not of. They're not of the ocean. They're of the land. But they live in this environment, and they have to survive in this environment. And they are not of it like the other creatures that are there who can survive. They have the gills to be able to breathe underwater, and they can't. And this person, obviously I'm not doing it any justice like the way this person preached it, but he was saying, this is us. We are in this world, but we're not of this world. We constantly have to draw from the Creator for strength, for life, to be able to keep going. Just like the whale does whenever he comes up for air, he's drawing life into himself because he's gonna die, he's gonna drown. And that's the unfortunate part, is that's how they actually die. So being fully immersed in the world and not being connected to the Lord, not coming up to check, okay, God, we're still together, not constantly being in relationship with him, will cause you to drown, to die. Your soul dies in this world, if that makes sense. So the Lord is strengthening his people to be able to navigate their way in these treacherous waters, okay? To be able to navigate life in these difficult places, in these industries and all these things. And one of the best ways to refine is through relationships, because when we it can be some of the biggest, the most painful situations happen with our loved ones, with the people that are close to us. And if God can refine us there, everybody else doesn't matter that much, because who are they when the people that are closest to you have left, have hurt you, and you've survived? You've not only survived, because this is not just about survival. This is about you being built up, being strengthened, being made into this almost invincible. Like there's nothing the devil can do to get to your heart. The Lord wants you to strengthen your heart, so that when you're out in these positions, in these places, in these influential spaces, no one can get to it, because it is fortified. Okay, I hope this makes sense. And the Lord gave me such a beautiful scripture. I'm going to read it to you guys. It's Psalms 46 verse 1-5, and it reads as follows. God, you're such a safe and powerful place to find refuge. You're a proven help in time of trouble, more than enough and always available whenever I need you. So we will never fear, even if every structure of support were to crumble away. Jesus, we will not fear even when the earth quakes and shakes, moving mountains and casting them into the sea. For the raging roar of stormy winds and crashing waves cannot erode our faith in you. Pause in his presence. God has a constantly flowing river whose sparkling streams bring joy and delight to his people. His river flows right through the city of God Most High, into his holy dwelling places. God is in the midst of his city, secure and never shaken. At daybreak, his help will be seen with the appearing of dawn. This is what the Lord wants to do in you, so that you are never shaken. You're never moved. You're not moved when the person leaves, and you're not moved when they come back, that you are firmly rooted in him. Because the moment you are shaken, and it's okay, we're human, we are shaken by these things, but it's shaken and falling and staying down is what God wants to help us overcome. You can't be shaken. The earth will shake, relationships will shake, these things will be tested. And the Lord wants to help you to stand firm and tall through the shaking. So that is the word for today. I pray that it's blessed whoever it's for. I pray that it was clear, and I will see you in the next video. Always remember that God is a good Father. He loves you so much, because you, my friends, are so deeply special to him.